All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Meta. So, in this episode, I want to take a quick detour from landscapes and teach you about materials. For people who've used other rendering engines, whether it be a Maya or a 3ds or a Blender, you're probably familiar with materials. Materials are basically the everything you create, everything that you can see in Unreal, which has a material or which has some sort of texture on its surface, like this one. You see this pattern here, right? This is actually a material that's being applied to something. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what materials are in this episode and how does Unreal use materials, or how do you create materials in Unreal? It's a little different from other platforms because in Unreal, you might want your material to change based on certain things. For example, if your character is running really fast, you might want the ground to become, red in color, right? So it's the ability to dynamically change materials that makes Unreal different from any other rendering engine. And in this episode, we're just going to go over the very basics. The reason I say very basics and why we're not diving deep into materials is because there's probably a very low chance that you'll be creating materials on your own, at least in the first year of Unreal. The reason for this is there are wonderful material libraries out there, Quixel Bridge being one of them, and I'll run you through all of this as we start building a more realistic landscape. So there are a lot of material libraries that already have these materials pre-built, so there's no real value in you creating materials by yourself. But for the sake of understanding the theory behind what lies underneath, we're going to look into materials. So here we go, right? So I'm going to just create a new folder. I'm going to call it materials. Okay? One thing about Unreal is if you do anything from this content browser, creating a folder, moving files, everything works perfectly. But if you open the file structure in Windows Explorer and try to change this around, then things will break inside the engine. So as far as possible, whenever you want to do stuff with content, with the content folder, do it inside the Unreal Engine. So I made this materials folder. I'm going to double click. I'm going to click on right click. Again, right click, material. I'm going to call this new material. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some sort of reflective material for our landscape. Right? Obviously, in real life, you're not going to have, mountains or whatever with reflection. But let's see how it works. So I'm going to double-click this material, and as you can see, this is called the material node, right? So Unreal has a very specific graph editor, and as we do blueprints, you'll understand more about this graph editor too. But this is the way you edit a material, right? So this is the material graph, and material, as you can see, has a lot of properties. Base color, how much metallic is it, controls how metal-like your surface looks. What's the specular? People don't use specular too much. What's the roughness, which is if it's a roughness of 0, then it's smooth and shiny. If there's a roughness of 1, then it has no shine whatsoever. It reflects nothing, right? Emissive color, which is, do you want it to glow? So stuff like that, right? And this is basically the material node. Now what you have to do is you have to basically make the material node. Like you have to feed the material node with parameters. So I'll show you how to do that, right? I'm going to right click. I'm just going to click on scalar parameter. Now you might not know what a scalar parameter is, and I'll simplify it for you. A scalar parameter basically means number, just one number, right? So we're going to click on that. We'll call this metallic value, okay? And we will give this a value of default value of 1, right? We're just giving this a number of 1. We'll drag this, and this is how blueprints and material graphs work in Unreal. I'm going to drag this and just lock it into metallic. So now the metallic of this material, of this new material that we've created, is 1. It's going to be a metal-like surface. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click again. I'm going to click on scalar parameter again, right? And I'm going to call this the shiny, actually we'll call it roughness, right? Roughness is the opposite of shininess. I want to give this a value of 0 because I want it to be completely not rough at all, which is shiny. Right, so I've given it a roughness of 0, and I need to add a base color. So base color, base color doesn't mean color. It could mean color, but it could also mean a texture. So I'm not going to give it a texture, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and now I'm going to create 3. I'm just going to press the button 3, and I'm going to see the constant 3 vector. So just like you have, these are all single scalar values, right, which is just one value. This is an amalgamation of 3 values, just like we'd use in a hex code for colors, right? And I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to choose the red colors, a nice little red. So I want this value, whatever this value is. I'm going to drag, and I'm going to drop this into the base color. Right? So I've created this shiny red thing. I don't know what it is, but that's what it's going to look like. And I'm going to press save button, which means I've created this new material. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this, drag and drop this into our area. Right? I'm going to press play. Voila. As you can see, there's a reflection of the sky on the floor. That's being generated by the skylight, the map of the clouds. Like I told you, the skylight, which is here, it takes a picture of the clouds and beams it towards the floor, which is essentially what's happening. And as you can see, you've created a very nice, shiny, beautiful surface. It's interacting really well with the sun and with the clouds. Right? So that's how you create a material in short, and you can do a lot of fancy stuff, right? If I double-click materials, suppose I want to maybe add two things together. So I can actually do things like add, just, maybe I have this, if you press Alt and click on one of these curves, they get deleted. So let's say I have this metallic value here. Maybe I make this 0.3, and I have another metallic value. I'm just going to create that. And maybe this one I want 0.6. These are both scalar values. Maybe I want to add these two. We'll make this 0.3. I'm sorry, let's just create a new value. They're being copied across. So scalar parameter. Okay, let's just call it metallic add value. This is a random name, right? And I give this maybe a value of 0.5, right? So 0.3 plus 0.5 is 0.8. So I can do a little bit of add and then send it to metallic. This is the advantage or the difference between Unreal Engine and a Blender. In Unreal, you can do all of these, funky stuff. It's not so easy to do in Blender, but in Unreal, the graph basically determines what the final material node is going to look like, right? And obviously, we can do wonderful stuff. So that's it for materials, and I'm just going to save this material right here and show you, what our world looks like. For you, it might take some while to compile. So as you can see, we have this. It looks quite nice and different, and that's that for materials. So. One last thing I wanted to teach you about materials is the difference between master materials and instance materials. Now, you've done a fantastic job, right? You've made all of this, and you have some complex math going on or whatever to make the material, right? So this is, you don't want to screw this up. You basically want to make sure that you edit this material a little bit. Maybe you want to edit the metallic value by a little bit, or maybe you want to edit the metallic add value. You probably don't want to do it right here, right? You don't want to screw up the original material. So what you can do is you can create an instance of a material, which is basically a perfect copy of this with the ability to edit some things which won't edit the main material. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click on create material instance. Right? So I'm just going to call it new material underscore more metallic. Actually, less metallic. Right? So this is an exact copy of the new material. But when I double click, I can change any of the three values that I had created. Right? You remember those values that we had created? The editable parameters, the scalar parameter values. I can change it. So I can say, well, I don't want this to be that metallic. Okay. And I'm going to save. And as you can see, this is a little bit different than this now. Right? So if I drag and drop this into the landscape, it changes yet again, without editing the master material. So this becomes the master, the old one called the new material, and this becomes the instance. The instance is like a slave with small kind of changes. So master and instance, and I want you guys to remember that because we will be using that extensively in the future. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. We're running out of time. In the next episode, we are going to get back to working on our landscape. Catch you on the next one.